Next on Good Morning El Paso, getting home for the holidays. The highways and skies are filled with travelers today. ABC 7 is keeping you covered with what you need to know before heading out the door. One person is dead after a crash in East El Paso. Our round-the-clock crew is on the scene gathering the details. And the movie The Interview will be released on Christmas after all, but you still won't find it at major theaters. If you want to see it, you may have to take a little road trip. And all the Devils have arrived for the Sun Bowl. We'll see how they plan on celebrating Christmas here in the borderland.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez, and happy Christmas Eve. I'm Stephanie Valle. Hillary Florin is off today. It is 6 o'clock, 6:01 now on your Wednesday morning, and we will have your first forecast in just a moment. But first, we begin with some developing news. Our round-the-clock coverage from Far East El Paso. One person is dead after a car crash that happened on Joe Battle at the intersection with Vista del Sol. ABC 7's Iris Lopez has been working the scene overnight and joins us live with the details. Iris.
Stephanie, we're here in Far East El Paso where police have confirmed at least one person has been killed in a two-vehicle accident where one car caught on fire. Now, as you can see behind me, southbound lanes of Joe Battle are closed, so if you're heading this way for work or anything in the morning, be prepared to take an alternate route. Now, you can see behind me, traffic investigators are on the scene investigating the whole accident. Now, Joe Battle, Vista del Sol is the intersection where the accident happened. Police say around 2 a.m., two cars collided, causing sparks. The identity of the victims have not been released yet, and no word on whether speed or alcohol were factors. But again, Far East El Paso, Joe Battle southbound lanes are closed. One person has been confirmed dead. As soon as we get any more information, we will be sure to let you know. But if you're heading out this way, be prepared to take an alternate route. Reporting in Far East El Paso, Iris Lopez, ABC 7.
All right, Iris, thank you for that update. And now let's send things over to Crystal Clive for a look at our forecast this morning. Crystal, some dramatic temperature drops this morning.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephanie. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but at least I can say it feels a lot like Christmas outside. 25 is your temperature this morning in El Paso. Hopefully you don't have work to go to, but if you do and you're heading out the door, make sure you layer up. It's going to remain cool throughout the day. Winds are calm, that's the good news, and they will remain light throughout our Wednesday. In Las Cruces, we've now dropped down to 24 degrees. Our wind chill temperature is at 19 and our relative humidity at 51%. No chance of rain in the forecast today, but it does look like a chance of rain moves back in late Thursday, your Friday. We'll talk more about that. We've got your future track model coming up in just a minute.
Okay, Crystal, thank you. And travelers may experience some flight delays or cancellations. Today's a busy travel day. If you're flying, we have you covered. Right now, ABC 7 has been looking into some flights. We can tell you one was canceled at El Paso International, the 6 a.m. American Airlines flight leaving El Paso to Dallas. The 12 noon flight to Dallas is already delayed by 25 minutes. So before you head out, be sure to check the travel center at KVIA.com. And last-minute shoppers are overcrowding the streets before Christmas Day. We have some video from East El Paso at I-10 and Hawkins. That's where Cielo Vista Mall, as well as the fountains at Farah, both are located. You can tell traffic is very heavy, stop and go in the area as drivers are trying to get to either of those locations. And for those traveling into El Paso from Mexico, a spokesperson for the U.S. Customs Service says nearly 1,200 cars are crossing into El Paso every day during this time of year. So to keep things moving, Customs has a new app which updates you on crossing times into Mexico and into El Paso. It's free and pretty easy to use. Customs is keeping all pedestrian and vehicle lanes open during peak holiday hours, by the way. Gas prices continue to fall, causing Texans to save money. AAA predicts more than 8 million Texans will travel just this week. Retail prices dropped 16 cents this week in the state, settling at $2.15 a gallon. According to AAA, the nationwide average is $2.38 per gallon. Here in West El Paso, we saw gas prices slightly above $2 a gallon. New this morning, another case of a person shot and killed by a police officer in Missouri. St. Louis County Police say an officer shot and killed an armed man in Berkeley, Missouri, which borders Ferguson. Police say the suspect had pointed a gun at an officer who fired out of fear for his own life. Authorities say it started when the officer with the City of Berkeley Police Department encountered two men during a routine check at a gas station. St. Louis County Police say they are investigating. And an update now on that police standoff that happened in Las Cruces Monday afternoon. The suspect shot by police is dead. It happened on the 1400 block of La Fonda Drive near the Mesilla Valley Mall. Police say officers were responding to a fight at that location. The suspect is identified as 29-year-old Jose Salas. He allegedly ran away from police and took off in a stolen truck. Police say Salas ran into a drainage ditch and stayed there for more than 2 hours. And when he came out, he was holding a gun. 3 officers opened fire, killing Salas. A spokesman tells ABC7 all 3 officers are on administrative leave. It's not clear how many times Salas was hit. Well, we have some good news and bad news. The controversial film, The Interview, will be shown on Christmas Day after all. The bad news is if you want to see it, it's only playing at a limited number of theaters around the country. Most of them are independent art house cinemas, and they petitioned Sony to let them show it. The closest theater to El Paso is in Deming. The Star Max has confirmed it will show the film at 7 p.m. Christmas Day and again at 9:55. Last week, Sony pulled the movie's release because of threats from the same hackers who launched a cyber attack against the company's computers. The movie depicts the assassination of North Korea's leader.
Feliz Navidad.
The Arizona State Sun Devils are now in town. Not to be left out, the Sun Devils were welcomed with music and, of course, some folklorico dancers. The team remains focused, so they want to head back to Phoenix with the Sun Bowl title. But for now, they're going to celebrate. Head coach Todd Graham even got into the spirit when he put on a sombrero. It's a Sun City tradition that never gets old, and for the players and coaches, it's eye-opening. And now it's time to take a look at the TxDOT traffic cameras, taking you back out to the far east side at Loop 375 near Vista del Sol, where you can see that police have closed off the southbound lanes, which is why there's no traffic moving in that area. They are investigating a deadly crash. We do have a round-the-clock crew on the scene, and we'll continue to update you on the situation out there throughout Good Morning El Paso. But for now, let's send things over to Crystal Clive for a look at our forecast. Crystal.
And good morning, everyone. Happy Christmas Eve. We're going to be tracking the potential for some rain moving through on the 7-day forecast, but how does it affect Christmas? The details are up after your break.
Also, a couple of women traveling for the holidays encountered a driver with some serious road rage in California. We'll show you the whole action caught on tape. And it's not just Sony. It seems many companies are having hacking issues. We'll let you know how the hackers are getting their information. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.
Tech Sergeant Juan Rodriguez from Al Air Base Qatar. I'd like to wish Merry Christmas to my dad, Rudy Rodriguez, Martha, and Gio, and all my aunts and uncles back in El Paso, Texas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I love you. I wish I could be home with you.